Good afternoon. My name is Diego Villa, and today I am going to present an informative speech on technology and technological advances and the way they have influenced the business world. Technology has had a major impact in businesses and has revolutionized the way businesses function. What is a technological advance? As officially defined, technological advances are incremental improvements in the known methods of production. Different technological advances could be seen here in these pictures by, for example, the USB drive, which is used as a means of storing information. Not only the iPhone, but any smartphone, and businesses use these smartphones in many different ways. There also exist social networks which help businesses grow not only in their own local areas, but internationally, as it reaches out to different people all over the world. Also, there exist search engines, and how do businesses use these technologies? USB devices are used to store massive amounts of information or programs. For example, not only can a business store its information and keep its files inside a USB device, but they can also keep various programs through which the business functions inside these USBs. And as for smartphones are used to keep track of important events, to access personal data, and to communicate with others at the push of a button, or in the case of some smartphones, at the tap of the screen. Social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and Google+ are used to promote businesses and to help them expand, reaching out to the main public. And the advantage of this is that through these social networks, businesses can reach out to a certain type of public by just searching on the Facebook search bar. And they can actually find people with the interests related to their businesses and, of course, reach out to them, promote themselves, and grow within these communities. Search engines such as Yahoo, Bing, and Google provide many different types of information about different types of businesses, as well as providing different links to these companies' websites, which is very useful and helps make these businesses much more mainstream and accessible to the public. These different uses of technology create many benefits in the business world. Some ways these businesses are benefited include, but are not limited to, easing communication between other businesses, making them able not only to communicate, but to interact much faster and at longer distances. Gargantuan amounts of information can be stored into much smaller space, which is, of course, for example, the USB device or a memory stick, making information easier to find and use, as well as removing the need to use tremendous amounts of space just to store different types of files. So it also makes an office setting much more efficient, as it removes the need to having cabinets full of files, which probably won't be used anyway later on, except for, archiving information. Technology also saves businesses money by reducing production costs and the time it takes to actually carry out an action or produce a certain good or service. Technological advances have made production much quicker and much more efficient. People now can have things carried out at the push of a button, or machines can do the work in one day that would usually take people a week by themselves. It is also easier to keep track of one's business and even easier to spot and fix problems within the business. And another advantage of this is that it helps people to know where to invest their money, because they can keep track of, for example, the stock market. So they can actually keep track of where it is wise to invest in and where it is not, where they should put their money and where they should pull it out of. So it keeps people updated on where their money is going and how their money will do. Also, businesses are somehow also compromised by technology. It has its disadvantages as well. There exists a lack of interaction between employees and businesses, which may compromise the efficiency of a working group as a whole, because, of course, as now orders can be carried out through the internet or through email, or even through the push of a button, people don't really interact with their bosses or their managers as much as they would in earlier times. The problem with this is that it doesn't create that sense of unity in a working situation as they're used to exist, so as a group, people don't function as well. Large amounts of money are used exclusively for the purpose of obtaining and updating technology in businesses, and the problem with this is that the money that businesses could be used to grow or to otherwise promote itself or used for any other cause, they are using it in actually obtaining this kind of technology, which helps them do things much faster, helps them communicate in better ways. Also, those who dispose of this technology become dependent of it and do not function properly when the technology is not available. So there exists a problem when people, well, when the technology is not available for these people working. For example, if, for example, power goes down at an office or anything of the sort happens, people can't carry out the job that they are paid to do without the technology that they are given because they are used to this technology, so they don't know how to work otherwise. The security of businesses is also compromised if proper precautions are not taken, because now that everything is just in the space of one single USB device, or even in the internet, things that can be stored can be accessed by other people if they know how to access it. For example, but it is not limited to hackers, or for example, people who actually take information from other businesses to use it to their own advantage. One of the main areas in business that has been enhanced by technology is communication. Technology has made communication much faster and has made it much more efficient. It is now easy to communicate with people from all over the world without having to struggle so much as more than pushing a button, as previously mentioned. This facilitates partnership between businesses in separate areas of the world. So it is easy to associate oneself with businesses from other places in the world by just speaking on the phone, maybe sharing particular interests, maybe closing a deal through a Skype conference call, and other things like this. This also facilitates growth of businesses in different countries and helps them reach out on an international level much faster. So it is much easier for a company to grow in countries outside of itself, because people can now reach out to each other through the internet, and they can open up places in other countries and just keep communication going, and it is much easier to keep things under control, so the company actually grows and efficiency is not compromised. Marketing has been affected by technology as well, in many ways, because marketing has been, of course, enhanced by the use of technology, which is evident by the use of television, internet, the radio, and many other media used to promote and or defame different ideas and products. This can be seen even by driving down the freeway or back home or to work or wherever, because you can see different, for example, different pictures of things posted, promoting different ideas, promoting certain behaviors, or even promoting products. And not only that, but you can see this in television every night while you're watching the news. Maybe in a commercial, you can see different commercials about different things, products, political parties. I mean, there's just a whole range of different things that are advertised by technology. And also through the internet. The internet is one of the largest sources of marketing and of advertisement in the whole world. Because the internet can provide, in any website, one can see advertisements, commercials, and even different ideas promoted on the website. And the radio, of course. The radio, self-explanatory. People in the radio hear things being promoted. They hear about different events that are going to occur, different sales, different things that different businesses are going to carry out. And they promote this to actually help themselves grow. And this is the way that they use technology to promote themselves. And this concludes my presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I do. Can you please explain if there are any of the negative consequences to technological advances, if there are any?
Yes, as I mentioned before, there are many disadvantages to technological advances. Of course, there is the cost of production and the cost of actually buying all these technological advances, because it uses much of the money that people could be using in helping their business grow or helping their business, expanding business. And they're using this money in buying technology, which makes things only easier for the workers. And there's also the problem with the security of businesses, because now people can hack different other businesses' information, or they can actually, sabotage?
Yes.
Businesses' files, or
Pirate them.
Exactly, piracy. They can also, that is another problem with technology, that piracy becomes normal.
Okie dokie.
Is there any other questions?
No.
No? Well, then this concludes my presentation.